What's up, guys? We're back after a long fall break with another episode of the A Game.
That's right. Join us as we recap this week in App State sports, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Snapchat at the A Game Sports for weekly updates on App State sporting news and all the latest on-set action.
This week on Mountaineer Spotlight, Marnie Bond interviews men's basketball coach Dustin Kearns.
I'm Gray Salter.
I'm Austen Lopp.
And this is
the A Game.
In a matchup of division leaders, number 24 Appalachian State rolled to its first win as a ranked FBS team. The league-leading and now bowl-eligible Mountaineers are the lone Sunbelt team without a conference loss, following their 52-7 home victory against the University of Louisiana Monroe on homecoming Saturday. After the Warhawks posted a touchdown on the game's opening possession, App State scored the next 52 points, including 31 straight, to take a 24-point lead into the break of their 250th win in Kid Brewer Stadium.
Zach Thomas threw for 214 yards, rushed for 58, and had a hand in 4 touchdowns. Darrington Evans scored once while rushing for 136 yards on 17 carries, and he added a touchdown catch as part of his 41 receiving yards for App State. With a strong effort from the offensive line, the Mountaineers put up 572 total yards, including 302 on the ground.
Defensively, they limited ULM's quarterback Caleb Evans to 75 passing yards and held the Warhawks to 213 total yards, including only 121 yards after its game-opening touchdown drive. After throwing for 61 yards on the opening drive, Evans completed 5 of his final 13 attempts for 14 yards before he was replaced in the third quarter by Colby Suits, who went 2 for 8 for 27 yards. A 3-and-out secured by Nick Hampton's tackle set up a 12-play, 76-yard touchdown drive to give App State the lead for good. Marcus Williams Jr.'s first 3 runs netted 40 yards, and Zach Thomas hit Thomas Hennigan for a 6-yard touchdown pass.
Thomas's 54-yard pass to Corey Sutton, who gained 44 yards after breaking a tackle at the App State 41, set up Chandler Staten's 27-yard field goal early in the second quarter. Jolly ended the next drive with an interception, and App State bounced back from the first lost fumble of the season to add one more score before halftime. The Mountaineers continued to increase the margin after halftime, moving ahead 38-7 on Thomas's 15-yard touchdown pass to Evans. Fair came up with his interception in the third quarter, and Williams added a 1-yard touchdown run early in the fourth quarter. Jacob Huseman's 56-yard touchdown on a short pass to the speedy Jalen Virgil capped the scoring. App State will retain a top 25 ranking when it returns to action this Saturday for a game at South Alabama. So, Gray, still a great time to be a Mountaineer fan. 52-7 thrashing of former Sunbelt West Division leader ULM this weekend pushes App State up to that 21 spot in the AP poll, highest we've ever been. Drinkwitz starts his career 6-0 as a head coach. What are some things with the offense that really stuck out to you?
That offense has been a huge start to Drinkwitz's 6-0 head coaching career beginnings here at App State. And again, against ULM, that offense was in full force. Only 28 yards shy of 600 this weekend for the offense. They had 572 total yards. Unbelievable from the offense. 302 of those yards were on the ground. Of course, Darrington Evans led all rushers with 136, continuing his tear. He had over 150 total yards of offense. Marcus Williams Jr. and Zach Thomas getting involved. Both had over 50 yards rushing. Each one of those guys tallied a rushing touchdown. So the Mountaineers definitely spreading the ball around on the ground really well. But then you look at the air, it was the same way. 9 different receivers caught passes for the Mountaineers on Saturday. Zach Thomas finished the day 18 of 30, 214 yards, 3 touchdowns. Did have the 1 interception, but 4 total touchdowns for the quarterback on the day. Stud day for Zach Thomas. And then, you look at what was it that was succeeding for this offense on Saturday. App State did a really good job of using the outsides of the field where they could find the space. In the game against Louisiana, they were putting 8 guys in the box on defense, and it wasn't allowing App State to get a whole lot. In this game, a similar approach, but the Warhawks didn't cap the space on the outside the way that Louisiana did. App State definitely took advantage of that. And then on the flip side, Austen, the defense was big for the Mountaineers.
Absolutely. We were a little nervous maybe in the beginning of the season. The defense seemed to not be able to find their footing, but I think this week they proved that they are ready to go. only allowed 121 yards after the opening touchdown drive from ULM, only 213 yards the total game. ULM had averaged 427 yards offensively coming into this game. We cut that in half. They were 2 for 13 on third downs. It's just straight defense. It's great to see. App State's offense had the ball for almost 11 minutes more, so the defense was able to get on the field and get back off, and that's the goal. Jordan Fair and Sean Jolly got some interceptions, so you love to see that. You love to see that we got some guys that can get some picks. And ULM only gained 3.8 yards per completion while only completing 11 total passes.
Wow.
I mean, it's absolute shutdown. It was locked down the whole way, and I just think the efficiency that the defense is playing with is really, really going to push us forward in the future.
A lot of pressure up front from the defensive line, but then suffocating from the guys on the back end. Great stuff from the defense on Saturday. Looking forward for this black and gold team, Appalachian State next weekend will face 1-6 South Alabama on the road. That game is Saturday at 12 p.m. So App State looking to probably win that game on the road. Obviously, 1-0 mentality for these guys every week, but that game definitely one that these guys expect to have in the bag after next Saturday. You look at some of the other games, though, this Saturday, Austin, and if you're a Mountaineer fan, what really determines whether App State moves up in the AP poll from 21, maybe breaks that top 20, is going to be less about what they do this weekend against South Alabama and more about what happens to some other teams around the league who place higher up in those polls than App State. Do you want to maybe run through some of those games people should have their eye on?
Absolutely. I mean, this is the best part of it. You get to look forward and see what else can we do. You got Texas traveling to TCU. They're ranked 15th. You've got Minnesota is on the road at Maryland. They're 17th. 19, Michigan is going to Notre Dame, who's number 9. Utah will host the 4-3 Cal Bears. They're ranked 12th. And Wisconsin has to travel to Ohio State to play the third-ranked Buckeyes.
A lot of those games. I mean, every single one of those games, if it goes right for the Mountaineers, could trigger a huge leap for them. I mean, if even like 3 or 4 of those games go right, you could see App State hop to 19, 18, even maybe up to 17 if all those games go the way of the black and gold.
Exactly, and if we play the way we can and we blow out South Alabama like we just did at ULM, I don't think that we shouldn't be able to crack the top 20, but I think that this is the time. I'm super excited.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something, but the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Appalachian State Volleyball dropped a 3-0 contest to Coastal Carolina on Friday evening in the Holmes Convocation Center. Victoria Wilform hit a .32 in the contest, reaching double figures in kills for the 4th straight contest this season and 6th time in the last 7 matches. Kara Spicer hit a .286 and now has reached double figures in kills 14 times this season. Emma Longley has now posted 10 or more kills in 8 straight matches and 14 of her last 15 contests. Sam Bickley dished out 34 assists and added 5 digs. On defense, Sydney Farthing, Morgan Flores, and Emma Riley all had 6 digs for the Mountaineers. Coastal Carolina jumped out to a 11-3 advantage thanks to an early 9-1 run in the opening frame. App State chipped away at the lead and trimmed the Chanticleer edge to 4 points at 14-10 on a kill from Spicer, before Coastal Carolina used a pair of 3-0 spurts to take control of the set, leading to a 25-17 victory. App State used a 6-0 run in the 3rd set to turn a 6-5 deficit into an 11-6 lead. The Chanticleers responded with the next 5 points to tie the score at 11-11. The Mountaineers came right back with 3 of the next 4 points, capped by a Spicer service ace, to build a 14-12 advantage. Coastal Carolina jumped back in front later in the set, 23-22, before a Chanticleer attack error tied the set at 23-all. From there, Coastal Carolina used back-to-back kills to clinch the set and the victory. The Mountaineers registered 37 kills and hit .242 in the contest, while the Chanticleers finished with 42 kills and hit a .405. App State will remain in the high country for a pair of home matches next weekend, hosting UT Arlington on October 25th at 6:30 p.m. and Sunbelt West Division leader Texas State on October 27th at the Holmes Convocation Center.
The Appalachian State men's soccer team fell to Coastal Carolina 4-2 on Saturday. With the win, Coastal moves to 1-1 in the Sun Belt, while App falls to 2-1-0 in conference play. The first half was the downfall for the Mountaineers, conceding all 4 goals in 45 minutes to trail 4-0 going into the break. The Mountaineers came out fighting in the second half, scoring 2 quick goals just a minute apart in the 48th and 49th minute. Juan Hernandez found Alex Hernandez for his 3rd goal of the season. Hernandez now has a team-high 4 assists. The second goal was scored by the head of Camden Holbrook off a cross into the box from Parker Cross. Holbrook is now tied for the team lead in goals with 4. App State continued to battle but could not find the final 2 goals to equalize. Appalachian took 12 shots during the match, 8 of which were in the second half, compared to 9 by Coastal. The Mountaineers also held the Chanticleers without a shot in the second half. Redshirt freshman Jacob Madden played the first half for the Mountaineers, making 2 saves. Caleb Garbulo entered the game in the second half and finished out the final 45 minutes. The Mountaineers hit the road next week, taking on Penn State on October 25th and number 19 North Carolina on October 29th.
App State women's soccer home finale ended in a 0-0 draw versus Arkansas State on Sunday afternoon. The Mountaineers moved to 5-8-3 and 2-4-2 in conference play, while Arkansas State is now 8-4-3 and 4-1-3 in the league. Appalachian finishes the home slate with an undefeated 5-0-3 record, making it the first time since 2001 the Apps went without a loss at home. For the first time this season, App held an opponent scoreless in back-to-back games. Carrie Eagleston tallied her 2nd clean sheet of the season with 4 saves in 110 minutes, and the defense aided in limiting one of the top offenses in the league to a shutout. App had its opportunities, too, to put one on the board with 7 shots on goal and 16 shot attempts, posting a 4-shot edge against Arkansas State. Ava Dawson led the way with 3 of 4 shots coming on goal. She was one of 5 Mountaineers with multiple shot attempts. Amber Anderson may have had the best chance to give the Black and Gold a 1-0 lead, but her shot went left off the post in the second half. The Black and Gold face South Alabama on Friday at 8 p.m.
Appalachian State men's cross country placed 5 runners in the top 20 to win the Vert Cross Invitational on Friday evening. The Mountaineers tallied 57 points in the meet to win the championship. High Point was second with 64 points, and Clemson finished third with 65. App State has now won 2 of 4 meets it has scored in the season and posted a top 7 finish in all 4 scored races. Isaac Benz led the Black and Gold across the finish line for the 3rd time this season, finishing 3rd overall in the 8K course in 25 minutes and 14 seconds. Benz now has a top 3 finishes on the season. Ben Signorale and Oliver Wilson Cook both recorded top 15 finishes for App State. Signorale placed 11th overall with a time of 25:38, and Wilson Cook was 14th with a time of 25:43. Ryan Brown finished 16th with a time of 25:43, and Michael Flanagan was right behind in 17th with a time of 25:48.
Kylie Frady finished 4th overall to lead Appalachian State women's cross country to a 4th place finish at the Vert Cross Invitational. App State tallied 87 points in the meet, which featured 19 teams. Host High Point won the team title with 47 points, while Wake Forest and Clemson both finished with 59 points, with the Tigers winning the tiebreaker to finish second. Frady navigated the 6K course in 21 minutes and 53 seconds, finishing over 9 seconds ahead of the next competitor. Sarah Venable and Sarah Sundruder also posted top 20 finishes for the Mountaineers. Venable placed 13th overall in 22 minutes and 30 seconds, and Sundruder was 17th with a time of 22 minutes 49 seconds. The Mountaineers will shift their focus to the Sun Belt Championships, which take place on November 2nd in McDonough, Georgia. App State has now won 2 of the past 3 conference titles, including last year.
Junior Verl Van Hertem's goal less than 2 minutes into the second half lifted Appalachian State University field hockey to a 2-1 victory at home over St. Louis. The Mountaineers fell behind 1-0 in the second period before rallying for their 9th win of the season. App State's 2-1 win over St. Louis also completes a 5-0 sweep over Atlantic 10 opponents this season. After St. Louis grabbed an early 1-0 lead, freshman Madison Miles responded with a crafty individual goal to knot the game at 1-1. Miles darted into the center of the circle before burying a backhand effort into the goal cage. Miles' first career goal helped App State enter halftime with an 8-5 advantage in shots, including a 5-2 edge in the first period. Less than 2 minutes after the start of the second half, the Mountaineers earned their final penalty corner of the afternoon. Miles received the insert from fellow freshman Pauline Mangold before Van Hertem fired home her 6th goal of 2019. Mangold and Miles earned assists on Van Hertem's game-winning strike. Appalachian's defense locked down the Billikens' offense in the second half, allowing just a single shot in the final 30 minutes. Senior goalkeeper Rachel Gaines amassed 4 saves for the Mountaineers. Junior Megan Smart led Appalachian State with 4 shots. Van Hertem finished second in shots with 2. App State closes out its home slate on Friday against Kent State at 5 p.m.
Stay tuned after the break as we head to campus to find out your thoughts on the Mountaineers' win against the Warhawks in this week's Q&A game.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear. Because for 75 years, he's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
But there's a lot more to say. Like if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
On Saturday, App State hosted Louisiana Monroe, 52-7. Hughes ran. What's your thoughts on the game?
I was out there filming it on the sidelines and just happy to be a part of it. It's a good win. We needed that one coming off being ranked and to break the curse of losing when we're ranked.
I thought we played really well. We're 21 in the nation, so that obviously says something. We're doing good.
Huge game. I think we played great. We covered the spread and the team over, which was huge. If we keep on track with this, our game at South Carolina should be a breeze.
It's a good showing by our defense. They're looking better, so that's promising.
I thought it was a huge victory for us too. I think I read somewhere it was the only ranked win inside the Sun Belt.
I thought it was amazing. There's definitely a lot of energy and spirit in the crowd as well as the team.
Hopefully top 15, New Year's 6 by the end of the year.
I think they deserve even higher than a 21 ranking.
I'll tell you what, going into it, I was a little nervous. I took App State money line, which was sketchy, but Drinkwitz is a great coach. Came out there, went down 7-0. I was nervous, but then 52 unanswered points. It's tough to lose at the Rock.
I never felt any more alive at the football games. It was always such a great boost to my morale. If ever I'm having a bad day, being able to go to the game and have that sort of motivation and spirit is just absolutely awing.
I'm really just looking forward to the South Carolina game, hoping that we can just keep showing up strong and then looking good against them.
It's just incredible. It's cool that it's my freshman year here, and it's the first time in Sun Belt history that a team's ever been ranked this high. So, I just think that App deserves it because, they're just such a hard-working football program, and I think a very underrated team.
If we keep playing the way we're playing, we're going to get it ranked even better.
I'm happy to be 21, and hopefully some of those teams like Cincinnati can lose and we can move up.
What did you enjoy most about homecoming?
I just like the vibes in Boone, everyone in town for it, and especially with a game like that, an electric win, you really can't beat it.
Oh, man, stands were packed. It's always, alumni comes back. It's just, team spirit's everywhere. I love that.
I got to make a sick highlight reel, and there's a bunch of friends from out of town coming up, and after the game we got around and got to have a good time.
I really enjoyed the parade. It was a nice little event, and they had the Ferris wheel up by Peacock, so it was just a bunch of cool stuff that was orchestrated by the school.
Just tailgating and then going to the football game.
So I'm on the wrestling team, so we won a conference for the 4th time this past year, and so we got to go out on the field during the first time out and get recognized for that.
Honestly, the festival I think was really, really nice. I was able to see a lot of different events. A lot of my friends were in the parade. Got to hang out on the Ferris wheel and stuff like that. There's a lot of different events that I really enjoyed.
Just everybody coming together. App is a huge campus. It's growing, and I just like the feeling of everybody coming together and watching the football game. It's just more of a community feel that week for sure.
And now it's time for our Player of the Week. Since we didn't have a show last week, we're going to have 2 Players of the Week this week, and they are linebacker Akeem Davis-Gaither, who was named the league's top defender, and quarterback Zach Thomas, who received recognition as the top offensive player for their game against Louisiana last Wednesday.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about what both these guys did against Louisiana since we missed that last week on our show. Davis-Gaither posted 11 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss, including a half sack as the Mountaineers held Louisiana to 37.4 points below its season scoring average, 286 yards below its average for total offense per game, and 191 yards below its FBS leading for rushing yards per game. That is unbelievable stuff from that defense. Obviously, Davis Gaither had a big part to play in that. He also had a big part to play in that big effort from the defense last Saturday against ULM.
Absolutely. And on the other side of the ball, we got Zach Thomas, who counted for 210 yards of offense, had 2 7-yard touchdown runs, including one that was the bootlegger keep around left end to seal the win with 1:55 remaining. That play capped a 19-play, 97-yard touchdown drive that lasted 10 minutes and 11 seconds. It's actually the second longest drive by an FBS game this year and tied for the second longest drive by number of plays.
That's pretty impressive stuff. I remember that drive, big time stuff. And then Zach Thomas this weekend, obviously 4 total touchdowns. Great stuff from him. But that's all the time we have this week for Mountaineer Sports. Remember to tune in every Tuesday at 8 to catch up on the latest in App State sporting news.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Snapchat at the A Game Sports for daily updates, everything Mountaineers.
See you guys next week on
The A Game.